Happy birthday, Gates Mansion. It's exactly 100 years ago that this house was built, and we have the great privilege to still have it today, completely restored and preserved for at least the next 100 years. The Gates Mansion is one of the most exceptional and unusual designs in our community, fruit of the spirit of an age of illuminated vision of great thinkers, and thus commissioned visionary architect George Maher, a Frank Lloyd Wright colleague, to design his unusual house. In 1887, Maher wrote, "Peculiarity or originality in design arises from local reasons. The exactions of an educated public are essential for any improvement in art." At the dawn of the 20th century, Montclair, in the time of Gates, was a community of enlightened thinkers, inventors, and pioneers in many modern movements. Like in ancient Greece and in ancient Rome, when you needed a change in the culture, a change in the way people are thinking, gives birth to new art. So that's why the house was basically
broke from all of the traditional proportions.
Right. Well, if you look at it, it looks like an Italian Renaissance palace. That's the type of form it has.
So it's Prairie School meets the Medici.
Right. And then you have this Venetian trifora. So it's all about the new world in economics too, of the power.
You never see these broad. You would never see the broad windows.
No, those are Prairie style.
That's Chicago moving east. But
right.
So Gates was earning, when he built this house, he was earning, what did you say, $32,000 a year?
Yes.
Which is
A lot of money.
Yeah, I mean that's
1902.
yeah, 19 yeah. So 15 times that. So he was getting a pretty good salary.
Yeah. The other Gates, the early Gates.
Yes, the early Gates.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he even made more on commissions or other things like that. Now, there's a local man named Van Vleck, and the Van Vleck estate is nearby, and
which is a wonderful house, but very much more traditional. I mean, it's a real
It
sort
is.
of a Beaux-Arts.
it's an
Villa.
Italian Renaissance villa.
Except it's totally colonial inside. I could live there. This is a little awe-inspiring. The Van Vleck house it has fabulous gardens. It's some of the greatest wisteria I've ever seen. Is that actually open?
It is. You should check it out. Now, Charles Van Vleck, who did that house for his father, was an architect that did a lot of buildings on Fifth Avenue for the Rockefellers too.
Right.
So there was this connection because the Rockefellers, Mr. Gates worked
I'd
for
never
Mr.
known that
Rockefeller.
the Van Vleck name didn't mean anything to me when I would have read about this the first time, unless you discovered all this.
I did a lot of research on this, and he did 800 Fifth Avenue. He did a lot of limestone buildings on Fifth Avenue, and the type of building that every apartment is 2 floors and has 15 rooms. So it's sort of like the beginning of this new era of world power and money for the United States. And he commissioned Van Vleck designed the interiors of this house, and it had Tiffany behind it. So you have this
Tiffany and Company.
yeah, you have the motif of the logos on the inside. Is all the frieze work is acorns, right? Which is prosperity and abundance.
It's
Did
actually
they?
in many ways
use acorns.
nicely stylized a la Sullivan.
Yeah.
It's the repeating vegetation. the
Yeah, no,
geometry
so it's
with
very,
repeating
yeah.
vegetation is very Sullivan.
Well, and this great shape, these great flat
Yep.
urns are both classical and I think of them as such early prairie, and this is such great scale.
Yeah.
This is so early.
It's enormously early for Maher.
Yeah.
To be doing particularly such an absolutely confident gesture.
I mean, he always has these very, very vertical buildings,
Yeah.
but they're all late aughts and
Yeah,
teens.
they're late aughts and teens.
Yeah, well, Rockledge is what, 1912, so it's
Right.
a decade later. Than
That's right. Right.
You know, we've got, see, there's the,
And I think the big house in Chicago is '08.
the
Parson
Newark
Home?
Museum has
Yeah.
a chair from one of the mayor's great
Yeah.
houses.
Uh-huh.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
it's
such
such
has been torn down, but it survived until 19.
These are original mayors.
Well, we were just commenting on how the door misses by a hair, and was that lucky or was that planned? That's what I want to know.
It must have been the way it was, because it's the original door and these are original
Yeah.
sconces, so. Yeah. But that's all part of the mayor acorn and oak leaf,
There-
have big acorns to the door.
So your major issue was restoring finishes,
Restoration.
because there wasn't. I mean, it's not like a lot of stuff had been torn out.
No, I mean, we didn't have, we were very fortunate we had a lot of the original sconces. We didn't have the big chandeliers, those were gone.
And the glass is all original.
Glass is original. All the hardwood was original, all these small sconces were all original. All the plates behind us were all original.
Did you see the bathroom?
So that was wonderful. We got that.
But yeah, very fortunate.
It's the one thing we moved to.
Well, let's share, because what I really, what my perspective on it is what I'm trying to remember, because you have this more freshly in your mind. Because it was Tiffany and Company produced the woodwork after Van Vleck
designed
Did he design them for?
All the carving was done in the studio and brought out.
Yes, it was manufactured by Tiffany and Company. But also, Van Vleck did a lot of the Rockefeller's apartments in Manhattan, because he designed 4 or 5 big buildings on Fifth Avenue. So Tiffany and Company also did their pieces as well.
Are the interiors of this documented all the photographs that were shown, what
Yes.
the wall, the lighting?
Yes, yes. We have
Gone through here. Read this whole article. It had gone through several. It was built for the man who basically set up the Rockefeller Foundation, a guy named Gates, who was a Baptist minister who made good by latching on to J.D. Rockefeller and raising his 7 children here. But see, this was the music room, yes. And so he broke with Baptist covenant by allowing music and dancing and stuff. But essentially, the structure of the house is
I think
totally.
that the Baptist didn't say that.
Well, this is what, and I think, it's interesting to me, because this is to me that's so, but it's all the oak leaf motif. And while it's,
This is mahogany.
yeah, it's all sort of blonde, San Domingan mahogany,
But that's the most amazing pocket door.
Isn't that
well, they're all like this.
They're all one-
Now this, Fred, this was all painted white?
Yes.
See that?
I can.
And that's
Is
just
it
white.
painted over all the
Yeah.
Oh, with yes.